The stars of pro basketball are here, and they are here in force. And look at the response we have from the fans here in South Florida. This arena is packed. It is rocking. They are ready to see some all-star excitement, and the stars are certainly here. I'm joined courtside by George Sedano. And George, if you had to dial up all-star teams, you could start with the rosters we have here tonight.
Oh, no question, JB. When you look at what South Florida is able to enjoy this evening, it's one of a kind. If you think about it, you haven't had all these type of players here since 1990 when the All-Star Game was here.
And the great thing about this is that they're doing it for charity. A lot of good is going to be done tonight because this is a charity benefit. One of the charities is named in honor of the late mother of Isaiah Thomas, who of course is the head basketball coach here. He is a basketball legend in his own right, a Hall of Famer, an integral part of putting this together. But also, George, charities here in South Florida are also going to benefit. That's a good thing.
Oh, no question. JB, when you think about that, South Florida will be able to not only enjoy this event, but be able to benefit, just reap the benefits of what's going on here. It's an amazing event, an amazing day, and we're in for a great time.
And certainly the players still want to feel that connection with the fans. I spoke to LeBron James a while ago, and he says this atmosphere is like being back in high school for him because the fans are right up on you, so it's certainly going to be exciting for them. And what a show these All-Stars figure to put on tonight. Moments ago, George, you had the opportunity to talk to Dwayne Wade about exactly what this game means, not only for the players, but also for the community here in South Florida.
We're here with Dwayne Wade as we get ready for the South Florida Charity All-Star Classic. All right, how did this all come about, Dwayne?
Me and LeBron was working out, and he said, "You want to do a game?" So yeah, let's do one. And it just went from there. You know, both sides, you know, trying to come together and say, you know what, we want to do something fun. We want to bring basketball to this community. It's been played in other places. We want to bring it here to South Florida where the buzz started again last year, and we want to continue it.
How important is it to have the charitable tie-in for a game like this?
Very important. I mean, for us, that was the main thing was how can we make an impact in the community? Obviously when we charge people, we charge them, letting them know that this money is all going back to to a charity. So have an opportunity to come here at FIU, team up with Isaiah Thomas, someone that we respect. I mean, Chicago guy, respect him so much, and being able to do something for his mother in her name is just something that we're happy that we can do, and all the fans should be happy as well.
Now, for you guys, is this all about show for the fans, or does this help you guys conditioning-wise moving forward?
It's a combination of both. Obviously we want the fans to enjoy themselves, leave here with experience, but also we want to play basketball tonight. We want to get something out of it. We want this to be as close as a game as possible, but also enjoyment and have fun as well. So, we still got to gear up mentally and physically, like the season will start tomorrow. That's how you got to approach it.
Well, the fans already are going ooh and ah because during the warm-ups, LeBron James is giving them a show already, dunking over his head, dunking sideways, tomahawk dunks. It's going to be quite a night of basketball here for the fans. These guys are just going to have some fun. We'll be back to set the lineups for you and also tell you about the rules. What rules?
Who knows what the rules? I know we're playing 12-minute quarters. That's about it.
South Florida All-Star Classic coming right at you right after this.
It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a big package. You don't need water to take with it. Just one strip. It's this simple.
The first thing I do when I leave the court, I grab my Gatorade, recover. After the game, I'm thinking about who's up next. My body has to recover, so I want to refuel myself immediately. There's never time for enough rest. I'm always on the move. I have to stay on top of my game. The schedule waits for no one. It happens so fast, from post-game to pre-game, you better be ready. Here I come.
If you're into music, I happen to be a human beatbox.
Really?
Big bang theory, big bang theory, big bang, big bang, big bang theory. Time to rock old school. Ho. Time to rock old school. Ho.
Guess I'm your new neighbor.
New neighbor?
Honey.
Hi.
Hi.
Big bang theory. 5 nights a week. Big bang theory. 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on MyTV 33.
We are back live here at Florida International University, and they are about to sing the national anthem here for the South Florida All-Star Classic charity basketball event. So, George, what do you say that we just... Okay, well, here we are, back live, ready to go. The teams are out on the court. The fans are here, and they are ready for some exciting basketball here. And it's going to be 12-minute running quarters. Pretty much the clock won't stop, George, so the action is going to be fast and furious.
Absolutely. When you think about it, you have a situation where guys are going to have their own opportunity, just kind of run up and down the court. I say we toss and step aside, JB.
All right, let's let the singer do the national anthem.
Thank you, Travalia, for that great performance.
All right, a spirited national anthem here at FIU, the U.S. Century Bank Arena, and we are just moments away from tip-off. And George, let's talk about some of the rosters here, because we've got a total of 9 NBA All-Stars on the court tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, JB. You look at LeBron's team. You've got Chris Bosh on there, Russell Westbrook. You've got Rajon Rondo. You've got Kevin Durant. I mean, this is going to be a fun event on that side. But plus, Dwayne Wade's got Amari Stoudemire. He's got Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul. This is a heck of a game.
Nice to have important friends.
Yeah, no, it definitely works out.
All right, so Team Wade is going to be in black, Team LeBron in white during this basketball game. And so in case you're trying to keep track of who's who during this game, certainly if you're a basketball fan, you'll recognize these stars as they run up and down and put on a show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You even got some of the young guys, though, too. They're giving some of the young guys a chance. Mario Chalmers in there, Tristan Thompson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's going to be a fun night. Even Damon Jones, an old guy, they invited into the show today.
Damon Jones here, you know, it's been a few years since he's been in the league, but he calls himself the world's greatest shooter, so he may be trying to talk about a comeback. And Eddie Curry, another guy who's on the roster here.
Yeah, Eddie, though, not available to play tonight, so he's going to be sitting out of this one along with Wesley Matthews, who originally was supposed to be scheduled, and Lou Williams of the Philadelphia 76ers.
And I see Rudy Gay also on the court. This is a guy who certainly is an all-star caliber player. You remember he hit that game-winning shot over LeBron early in the season, and he's a guy who missed much of last year with injury. He, too, is going to be on the court tonight. We'll be back with tip-off here at the South Florida Charity All-Star Classic in a moment.
It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a big package. You don't need water to take with it. Just one strip. It's this simple.
The first thing I do when I leave the court, I grab my Gatorade, recover. After the game, I'm thinking about who's up next. My body has to recover, so I want to refuel myself immediately. There's never time for enough rest. I'm always on the move. I have to stay on top of my game. The schedule waits for no one. It happens so fast, from post-game to pre-game, you better be ready. Here I come.
music, I happen to be a human beatbox.
Really?
Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang, Big Bang, Big Bang Theory. Time to rock old school ho. Time to rock old school ho.
Guess I'm your new neighbor.
New neighbor?
Honey.
Hi.
Hi.
Big Bang Theory. 5 nights a week. Cool. Big Bang Theory. 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on MyTV33.
All right, we are back here at the U.S. Century Bank Arena, and as you see, the players are being introduced, and the fans are getting ready for some exciting basketball here. James Harden is here from the Oklahoma City Thunder, along with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. They're all on the same team. That's almost unfair, George.
It is unfair. Well, and you got LeBron and Chris Bosh playing on that team too, so it's like you just really mixing two teams together. That is almost unfair. Whereas Dwayne has to play with Carmelo and Amore, who have certainly played together, but. Yeah, Dwayne's team seems to be at least at a disadvantage early on, but it's an all-star game, JB. That doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, we may be scoring 150 points each between these teams.
Absolutely, and we don't want to have this guy lost in the shuffle. Speaking of Chris Bosh, who of course is the other member of the Big Three, we want to point out that he is here, along with the Miami Heat's Mario Chalmers, who, by the way, has been a star in these barnstorming games. He hit a winning shot with one of those games, a three-pointer with like less than a second to go.
Yeah, he was out in Indiana and in the Midwest playing a lot of the younger players' games, and he's been lighting it up so far. And listen, that's something that he's going to need to do because, remember, he's a free agent.
And then we see Caron Butler, the former Miami Heater, who, of course, missed much of last season. He missed the Dallas Mavericks run to the NBA championship, tried hard to get back in the lineup, but looks like Caron is on the court ready to give it a go. And you talk about a guy who's got a lot of class. As we look at Mario Chalmers, Caron Butler certainly has that.
Caron Butler, one of the class acts you'll find in the NBA, JB. We got a chance to know him a little bit here in South Florida. He is still the same guy. Even though the Heat lost the NBA Finals, you still have to feel for Caron Butler not being able to play in those games.
Chris Paul, CP3 also on the court tonight. We tell you, the stars are here, and we aren't kidding, because this is a stacked lineup for both teams as Amari Stoudemire gets a warm reception as he is introduced. Of course, Stoudemire back in his home state. He went to the New York Knicks last year, was hoping that he would get some help, and finally did get it when Carmelo Anthony engineered that trade.
Rajon Rondo getting a round of boos here. There's still not big Celtics fans around here in South Florida. It's a charity event. Who gets booed at a charity event?
Well, you know, Rondo, of course, with the Celtics and the big rivalry that they've developed with the Heat. There's Darrell Wright, another former Heater who has found a home with the Golden State Warriors. Had a solid season.
Yeah, one of the best three-point shooters in the league last year. Got a lot of attempts. He got the third most attempts on that team. And it just goes to show you that if you get attempts this league, you can do something. There's Russell Westbrook now. He's going to be the starting point guard for Team LeBron.
And Russell Westbrook, one of the more electric talents in the NBA. As we see Chris Bosh standing next to Kevin Durant and LeBron James. You talk about some all-star caliber talent. You couldn't ask for more.
No. You think about the type of shooting you're going to see from Kevin Durant. I mean, he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. LeBron, arguably the best player in the NBA. And Bosh, again, you're talking about the type of talent that only get amassed at all-star games. This is what you have here. You have an all-star game in Miami for the first time in 20 years.
They just introduced Kevin Durant, and man, this guy has been lighting it up no matter where he plays, whether it's indoors or outdoors. He went up to New York in the Rucker League and threw down 68 points.
Yeah, he is electrifying, JB. It's very rare that you get electrified or you get impressed by a guy who's a shooter, a pure shooter, but man, he is amazing when you look at him. There's Chris Bosh getting a big round of applause here. And now here's the King, JB. King's gonna get introduced here. Dwayne Wade, the King of Miami.
And of course, the fans love D. Wade here in South Florida. He is a huge part of this community. And LeBron James, being introduced now, is trying to become exactly that as well. Of course, LeBron has roots in Ohio, but he told me that he feels like Miami is certainly becoming his second home, and events like this can only help strengthen his bond with the South Florida community.
Well, I think that just South Florida embraced him right out of the gate, and why wouldn't they? I mean, look at the type of talent that he has, and he's been very involved in the community very early on, and that's something that's important, and you see it right here.
All right, so the players are having some fun on the court. It's Chris Paul just having some fun going against Amari Stoudemire here. And he throws it up, and it's good. And they're playing on the same team.
I know. This should be fun. So
All right,
we get the warm-ups going here, JB. Who do you like so far? Let's handicap this one tonight. What do you think? We were talking about how it was unfair that you got the 3 Oklahoma City guys and you got Chris Bosh and LeBron in the starting lineup of that team. So what do you handicap with here? Because I feel like if you go with that team because you think there's chemistry, this isn't about chemistry at these games. One guy on each team is going to probably take over at some point and just take off, and that's
it's
it.
so hard to call because you have so many guys who can take over.
Who's the MVP? Come on.
I guess I'd have to go with Team Wade because you've got D. Wade. He's playing here before the hometown fans, of course, and he's got Amari Stoudemire and he's got Carmelo. You wonder if they have enough basketballs to go around.
Yeah.
But, the great thing about this is that there will be no losers tonight because the money is going to charity. And obviously the players here, look, let's not kid ourselves. They want to make a statement. It's certainly a way for them to let the fans know that they want to play basketball. They are itching to play. And obviously with the response we're seeing here, fans want to see them back on the court. And certainly for the fans here in South Florida to get an opportunity to see this many stars. One thing I think is really interesting, George, the fact that these guys are so close. I don't know that we've ever had an era in the NBA where superstars are such good friends.
It's funny that you say that because Alonzo Mourning and I have had that conversation. He said, Patrick and I are like brothers, but for the most part, outside of that, I didn't have any relationships with guys. And you go back even further, Pat Riley tells you everyone hated each other back then. But yeah, this is a different era, certainly, and I think it makes it easier, certainly, for events like this.
All right, so the players are on the court. Let's set the stage for you again. Team LeBron is in white, Team Wade in black. Looking at the starting lineups, Rajon Rondo, Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant for Team LeBron. Not a bad starting 5. Amari Stoudemire, Darrell Wright, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony.
And Chris Paul.
And Chris Paul starting for Team Wade. And there we see Dwayne Wade doing his customary pull-ups. Yeah, just like he's in mid-season form, ready to go. But D-Wade, you got to be careful. This is the college gym. I don't know if the support can hold you the way the NBA can.
Listen, we love FIU, but yeah, exactly. This isn't the American Airlines Arena, so got to be careful with the equipment. You don't own it here.
That's exactly right.
Where's the no powder toss, by the way, for LeBron? He ditched that since the NBA Finals.
I'm disappointed because I was expecting to get my dose of powder. I know you and I were looking forward to that, but
not the case today. So
be that as it may, we're going to be ready to go.
I'm going to go with your pick, JB. I'm going to take Team Wade simply because they have the pure point guard on the floor with Chris Paul.
Man,
Russell Westbrook more of a shooter.
You won't miss Rajon Rondo with those neon Nikes that he's wearing.
Yeah. Plus, Chris is a guy that can do a lot of different things. Rondo, one of these kind of games, just say, hey, Rondo, shoot the ball.
I noticed Rondo's still wearing that sleeve on his left arm. I wonder if it's still bothering him from that horrific injury that he suffered in the playoffs. But what guts that he showed.
Was one of the toughest performances I've ever seen.
All right, so looks like Amari Stoudemire is going to jump it up against Chris Bosh.
At one point, we have to break down the coaches here. We got Udonis Haslem on one side and comedian Kevin Hart on the other.
Oh, my goodness. And so we are underway. Here's Rajon Rondo bringing it up against Chris Paul. And you pointed out Rondo hearing some boos. He gets it on the top, hoists the first shot of the game, misses, and Carmelo clears for Team Wade.
Here comes Chris Paul with the ball on the left side of the court.
Going against Rondo, Amari Stoudemire wants it, and he's got it. Going against Chris Bosh. One-on-one, taking it right to the hoop. Man, made that look easy.
He wanted a foul call on that one, Amari. It's for charity, Amari.
No blood, no foul in this game.
Kevin Durant misses the three.
Tries to come right back, and here's Dwayne Wade bringing it up. Chris Paul, looks like they're being very patient so far, but you know, after a while, it's just going to be run and gun. Here's Amari Stoudemire again, hoisting another one against Chris Bosh.
An air ball.
And back comes Team LeBron. Bounce pass. Oh, Westbrook misses it. Had a slam, and he has to smile about that. Rondo set him up beautifully. Back comes Chris Paul for Team Wade.
Russell Westbrook's not going to be able to live that one down the rest of the night. You know that's not going to be the case. These guys are going to make fun of him the rest of the evening.
You're probably right. Darrell Wright's going to inbound it. for Team Wade. They're wearing black going right to left. Dwayne Wade now underneath against Westbrook. Spins, kicks it back out to Carmelo.
Easy
Give him
three.
count it.
Carmelo Anthony might have the sweetest stroke in the NBA, JB.
Well, this guy also has it. Kevin Durant has a pretty sweet stroke. Misses that one, and Carmelo sweeps another rebound ahead to Darrell Wright. And he sets up Wade, but for the alley-oop, but overthrows him a little bit, and back comes LeBron James.
It's been a while since Darrell has
And
played.
he sets up Kevin Durant, and he didn't miss his dunk. Plenty of high-flying action early. Team Wade leading Team LeBron 5-2 early in this ball game.
Kevin Hart is talking trash over here, JB.
Well, he's a comedian. That's what he does for a living.
Darrell for three.
Darrell misses the three, and Durant ahead to LeBron, lays it up for Westbrook, and this time he makes sure.
A ridiculous alley-oop from LeBron to Westbrook.
And that's the kind of thing we're going to see all night long in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to make it so much fun.
Get used to it.
It's amazing, George, you see these guys have such size as we see. Rondo thought he had a steal, but there's a whistle. These guys are so big, but they're so agile, and they all handle the ball so effortlessly.
It's truly amazing what you see these athletes in the NBA do. They could probably, you could make the argument they are the best athletes in all of sports.
And certainly among the most well-conditioned. Westbrook inbounds it to Rondo. Looks inside to Chris Bosh, who loses it going the way up, and so back comes Team Wade. Chris Paul surveying the floor, takes it himself, misses on the front iron. D. Wade up strong with the rebound, but misses. And let's see whose ball it is. Looks like it's gonna...
Referees are talking it over.
They're not sure, and neither are we.
It's gonna be Team Wade. Wade ball. UD, what's going on over there?
Udonis Haslem, the honorary coaches.
Carmelo Anthony there.
Carmelo Anthony knocking down the jumper, and Udonis Haslem violating the protocol and going all the way to the opposing bench.
Getting in our way.
I guess there is no protocol in this game.
No.
All right, Rondo looking for Chris Bosh down low. He's working down low.
Spin move.
Spin move, misses. And here's Chris Paul with it. Sees Kevin Durant in front of him. Will he take it? No. Oh, what a feed from Dwayne Wade behind the back. Darrell Wright wasn't able to convert, but he does draw the foul. And so he'll go to the free throw line. Darrell Wright, certainly very popular when he was here with the Miami Heat. One of Dwayne Wade's best friends, and certainly D. Wade hated to see him go. But Wright had a terrific opportunity with the Golden State Warriors and really fit in very well with that team. And it'll be interesting to see as Mark Jackson takes over that ball club, George, how Darrell Wright's game could continue to blossom.
Well, I'm sure he's going to tell Darrell, hand down, man down when he's playing defense. Mark's signature call on ABC.
LeBron James handling it against Carmelo Anthony. LeBron throws it to Rondo underneath, lays it up so effortlessly, and that's his game. Rondo's a pure penetrator. Back comes Chris Paul quickly for Team Wade.
He makes it look so easy, JB, Rondo, right? It's almost effortless.
Kick ball, and so it'll stay that way. And looks like we've got our first timeout on the floor. So let's step away from the South Florida All-Star Classic. Team Wade leading Team LeBron by the score of 10-6. Back with more action in a moment.
It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a big package. You don't need water to take with it. Just one strip. It's this simple.
The first thing I do when I leave the court, I grab my Gatorade, recover. After the game, I'm thinking about who's up next. My body has to recover, so I want to refuel myself immediately. There's never time for enough rest. I'm always on the move. I have to stay on top of my game. The schedule waits for no one. It happens so fast, from post-game to pre-game, you better be ready. Here I come.
If you're into music, I happen to be a human beatbox.
Really?
Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang, Big Bang, Big Bang Theory. Time to rock old school. Ho. Time to rock old school. Ho.
Guess I'm your new neighbor.
New neighbor?
Honey.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Big Bang Theory. 5 nights a week. Big Bang Theory. 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on MyTV33.
Amari Stoudemire, his first year with the Knicks, got them back into the postseason. They lost that first-round series against the Celtics where he got hurt. He hits the front end.
But this guy is a pure scoring machine, and many people wondered if he would have the same dimension in his game when he left the Phoenix Suns. They thought maybe he fed off of Steve Nash, but he proved in New York that this guy is a talent no matter where he plays and no matter who he plays with.
Chauncey Billups certainly helped aid that cause. He misses the back end, but there's a steal here for Team Wade. Wade up to Durrell, who gets it in for an easy layup. Team Wade, 12-6 right now. Here comes Rondo back up the court, up to Westbrook. That's a small backcourt, but a lot of speed in that backcourt, JB.
Well, you know, in a game like this, that's as important as anything because you're not really calling post-up plays or anything. This is all one-on-one ability.
Fadeaway.
With the long fadeaway misses, and Dwayne Wade runs it down behind the back. Oh, but Carmelo wasn't quite expecting it, so we're going the other way with it.
So here we go. It's been some fun action, though, thus far.
Yeah,
Rondo to take the ball out to Westbrook. Westbrook will bring the ball up. Defense is set. Udonis is preaching defense. That's why Team Wade is playing D over there. Looks like they're going to try to post up Kevin Durant here on the right block against Durrell Wright.
Yeah.
Fadeaway. Nice, easy bucket there for Kevin Durant. 12-8. Team Wade over Team LeBron.
Sometimes you get the feeling that Kevin Durant could score blindfolded. I mean, his shot is just so pure and his motion.
You may see that here, actually. Carmelo misses the layup. Kevin Durant with the rebound up to Chris Bosh, who's coming up the floor, passes it to Durant, gets the bucket, the scoop, the hoop, and the harm. And Team LeBron getting back in this 12-10. Team Wade leads with Kevin Durant go to the charity stripe.
And so Kevin
got
Hart,
arguing here.
We got the coaches arguing here. Kevin Hart saying that, telling Udonis Haslem that you haven't called a play yet. I'm enjoying hearing the coaches argue more than I am.
Kevin Hart is yelling at Udonis, Jimmy, saying that he's called 3 plays and Udonis just letting him play. Here's Kevin Durant.
He knocks down the free throw.
Free throw, gets the back end there. It's 12-11, Team Wade over Team LeBron. Team Wade in black, Team LeBron in white. Here comes Chris Paul, crosses over, passes it out to Carmelo in the corner for 3. He hits it. Carmelo Anthony with 9 points, and Team Wade is rolling. Here comes LeBron, brings the ball up. Carmelo stops it. Sets a screen. No, screens in this game. Rajon Rondo from long distance, he misses. Dwayne Wade with the rebound. Brings the ball up court.
And
Wade with a Euro step out deep to Durrell in the corner. Durrell looks like he traveled, but no traveling call here. And Carmelo misses the ball. He fumbles there, and the ball's going the other way.
Well, Carmelo Anthony has been surprised by a couple of these passes, but these guys are having some fun, and that's the main thing. Team Wade leading Team LeBron 14-11. Russell Westbrook back with it now. The top of the circle down low to LeBron. Let's see if he's got those posts.
Oh, rejected by Wade.
But there's
Russell Westbrook
cleaning up.
Yeah. Nice rejection there by Wade, though.
Told you they're playing some defense.
It's competitive right now.
And
here comes Chris Paul. Easy dump to Durrell Wright with the layup. And Team Wade scores again, 16-13 Team Wade. Kevin Durant bringing the ball up the court. We got some substitutions ready to come in here in a second here, but Kevin Durant wants none of that. He's crossing up Durrell Wright. Passes it to Bosh inside, and he dunks a monstrous dunk there for Chris Bosh. Easy 2 there.
16-15 Team Wade leading Team LeBron after that. Back at the other end, the foul is called. And I think we're about to see some wholesale substitutions in the ball game.
We got Jamal Crawford in there, Mario Chalmers, looks like Rudy Gay, Johnny Flynn, Tristan Thompson. They're subbing all 5 guys in, it seems like. Yeah, that's the case on one end, on Team Wade's end. And here comes Caron Butler.
And Damon Jones also in for
John Wall.
Team LeBron.
Mario Chalmers checking in.
Lots of hugs on the court as we've got some new faces, as you pointed out.
A lot of love here, JP.
Yeah.
It's a lot of love. But so far, a lot of high-flying action. We'll see what this next group of guys will bring. But with that said, right now, Team Wade leading 16-15 here in the first quarter. You're here listening to or watching the South Florida All-Star Classic. We'll be right back in just a moment.
It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a big package. You don't need water to take with it. Just one strip. It's this simple.
The first thing I do when I leave the court, I grab my Gatorade, recover. After the game, I'm thinking about who's up next. My body has to recover, so I want to refuel myself immediately. There's never time for enough rest. I'm always on the move. I have to stay on top of my game. The schedule waits for no one. It happens so fast, from post-game to pre-game, you better be ready. Here I come.
If you're into music, I happen to be a human beatbox.
Really?
Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang, Big Bang, Big Bang Theory. Time to rock old school ho. Time to rock old school ho.
Guess I'm your new neighbor.
New neighbor?
Honey.
Hi.
Hi.
Big Bang Theory has 5 nights a week. Big Bang Theory has 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on MyTV 33.
We're back live at the U.S. Century Bank Arena. Jim Berry here with you for the South Florida All-Star Classic along with George Sedano. And we've had some exciting action so far. Team Wade leading Team LeBron 16-15. Had some dunks, had some defense. There you see LeBron taking a breather as they have substituted in. And we're going to see a lot of that during this basketball game. But George, what's great to see is that the fans so far getting their money's worth.
No doubt, JP. I mean, look at how these guys are flying up and down the court. We got some defense. I've never seen defense in a game like this ever. I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. You're getting legit action tonight.
And don't you think that LeBron and D-Wade going against each other and D-Wade getting the rejection on LeBron, man, when they get back to playing in practice, don't think that he won't remind him of that.
What are you talking about? He's going to tweet it out tonight. What are you talking about? At Dwayne Wade versus at King James. That's what you're going to have to see.
And LeBron's going to say, I'll let you have that one.
Well, remember, when LeBron was in Cleveland, they had some epic battles against each other. It was some fun stuff. So.
Absolutely. All righty, here we are back with some action here.
Kevin Hart is really upset here. He is he's challenging Udonis over there.
Kevin Hart giving Udonis has him a hard time about his loose-fitting jeans as Amar'e Stoudemire misses the first of 2 free throws.
That's the show within the show. That we should have mic'd him up.
I'm telling you. Stoudemire's second free throw on the way is good.
Should be 18-15 Team Wade.
All right, back comes Johnny Flynn. And here's Rudy Gay, an exciting player for the Memphis Grizzlies, and what a run they had in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's nice that he's back because he got hurt during last season. There's Tristan Thompson, the young fellow from Cleveland.
With a nice move inside. And, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers with a lot of young talent as they are rebuilding that roster. And may not be long before the Cavaliers are back on top as we see Mario Chalmers with the reverse layup.
John Wall getting the ball to him. John Wall, one of the fastest players in the league, Jim Berry. Woo! Fade away for Rondo.
John Wall back with it, Washington Wizards.
That's a great speed battle there when you get Wall versus Rondo.
And Wall hoists the jumper, misses. Rudy Gay clears. But there's a steal by Wall. Going the other way, one-on-one against Gay, and he lays it in. Beautiful play by John Wall, and you see how athletic he is.
Impressive defense there. Getting back. Looks like Rudy Gay might have been hit in the lower extremities there, Jim Berry.
Nice way to put it. Johnny Flynn back with it for Team LeBron. And Jamal Crawford, instant offense for the Atlanta Hawks. Misses on the back in there, and back comes James Harden.
Jamal has never seen a shot he doesn't like, Jim.
James Harden, you could say that about him too. The entire Oklahoma City Thunder team, they can certainly score quickly.
Johnny Flynn. Out to Damon.
Damon Jones misses, but rebound goes inside, poked away, and now James Harden ahead to John Wall.
Back Johnny Flynn. Oh! The youngster Tristan Thompson
Gets fouled there, and you know, we've got a shot clock here, but frankly,
Nobody's paying attention to it, and it's not even running.
We don't need it. A minute to go here in the first quarter as Team Wade leads Team LeBron in 23-19.
Kevin Hart getting heated over here. Getting heated.
It's for charity, Coach. It's for charity. Here's Tristan Thompson. He misses
both free throws.
Both free throws. James Harden back with it for Team Wade. Here's Amari Stoudemire.
Check back in.
He's played a lot of minutes so far. I guess Amari's trying to get in shape.
He wants to be the MVP.
Obviously. Turns it over there, though. Back comes the other way, and what a move! And Rudy Gay throwing it down with authority for Team LeBron.
The Thunder by Rudy Gay.
And he is...
Udonis chest bumping him.
That's
not even his team.
That's something you don't see every day in an NBA game.
Actually, no, that is his team.
That's
right.
Team,
He's Team LeBron.
I don't think he would have chest thumped the other team. 23-21 the score. Team Wade leading Team LeBron. 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter here at FIU.
Kevin Hart saying to Udonis, anyway, you can get your braids back. I like UD with the new cut.
I do too. I didn't recognize him at first, but I like the look.
Misses the free throw here. Rudy Gay, but gets the tip.
Hoists the jumper and knocks it down. And so now we've got a tie game with about 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mario Chalmers bringing it back up for Team Wade. Chalmers certainly had some clutch moments for the Heat in their run to the NBA Finals. Launches one here, misses. Back comes Jamal Crawford.
Ooh.
Hop skipping his way up the court. Finds Johnny Flynn, who was fouled on his way to the bucket.
By John Wall. John Wall with the foul there. Are they even keeping fouls here? I don't even think so. Well, yeah, they are, I guess. They are.
Yeah, looks like they are.
Team Wade has 5 fouls, so it looks like John Wall may be in foul trouble already.
Come on, you can't get in foul trouble in a charity game.
Apparently he is. He's got 3. I don't know how many he's allowed. No one told us in the rules.
Hey, coaches, we're trying to see the game if you don't mind.
I don't think they care. They're doing their own show at this point.
Have the show within a show here.
Johnny Flynn at the stripe. He gets him.
The two coaches at the scorer's table having fun, and so are the players. James Harden bringing it up. 24-23 the score. Team LeBron now in front of Team Wade.
Looks like he's going to play for the last shot here.
Little strategy here. Amari Stoudemire, triple teamed inside, gets it back to James Harden, who hoists the 3, and he knocks it down at the buzzer. How about that? A fitting way to end the first quarter. The South Florida All-Star Classic ends in the first quarter with Team Wade leading Team LeBron 26-24.
A nice shot there by James Harden. I mean, he is deadly from the outside. Now you know why he is such a big part of what Oklahoma City does.
We'll be back with more action here from FIU right after this.
It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a big package. You don't need water to take with it. Just one strip. It's this simple.
The first thing I do when I leave the court, I grab my Gatorade, recover. After the game, I'm thinking about who's up next. My body has to recover, so I want to refuel myself immediately. There's never time for enough rest. I'm always on the move. I have to stay on top of my game. The schedule waits for no one. It happens so fast, from post-game to pre-game, you better be ready. Here I come.
If you're into music, I happen to be a human beatbox.
Really?
Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang, Big Bang, Big Bang Theory.
Time to rock old school. Ho. Time to rock old school. Ho.
Guess I'm your new neighbor.
New neighbor?
Honey.
Hi.
Hi.
Big Bang Theory has 5 nights a week. Big Bang Theory has 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on My TV 33.